Hi! Today we're going to have a story about a guy who had a huge farm, and he had two sons, and the two sons were working for him on the farm, and they had servants and lots of animals and things like that. So, I mean, that's what you do if you got a farm, you know. You got to have grain, and then if you got grain, you might as well feed a cow with it. Anyway, so he was working there, and the two sons were working for him, and finally the younger son said, you know, I'm bored with this. I want to do something different. So he told his dad, I want to do something different. Can I have my half of the inheritance now? Now, the inheritance is what you get when, you know, if your parents die or something like that. They have all the kids get to divvy up what's left, and that's the inheritance. Well, the dad hadn't died yet, but he thought, well, whatever. I'm a nice guy, so I'll do this for him. And so he took half of his stuff, and he gave it to the kid. And the kid thought, whoopee, now I can go party. And he went and ran down the road and got tired of running, so he bought a horse because he had all this money. And he got tired of riding a horse, and that's the only option they had. He could have bought a camel, but that'd be silly. Anyway, so he went to the next town or a couple towns down the road, and he thought, I'm going to party now. So he went to all the parties he could find, and he was buying everybody chocolate and stuff. So, because he had all this money, and so he kind of made a whole bunch of pretend friends because he was buying all the chocolate. And they said, wait a minute, you're running out of money. And the kid said, yeah, well, hey, I used it all up. What can I say? And they said, well, we're not your friend anymore. And he said, well, that didn't work so good. And so he got hungry because that chocolate made him hungry. And he was used to all kinds of stuff there, and he wasn't able to get any of it. And so he started looking for a job. And he didn't have his resume wasn't really good. He worked for his dad. I mean, what kind of resume is that? I worked for my dad. My dad had lots of cows, and yeah, but what did you do? And let's see, I watched them walk this way, and I watched them walk that way. And there's not a whole lot of stuff you can put on your resume if you work for your dad. So he couldn't find a job. And so finally he found a guy who would hire him, but the guy had a bunch of pigs, and his job was to feed the pigs. Now, Israelites didn't like pigs, and the kid was an Israelite, but he did like eating, so he thought, I'm going to go ahead and do this, and that way I'll have some money and I can eat some food. I like eating food because I'm really hungry. I'm getting skinny. I've never been this skinny. Anyway, so he was feeding the pigs. Here you go, pigs. Have some nice food. I got lots of food for you, piggies. And then he got to looking at the nice food that he had for the pigs, and he thought, hey, this is better than I've been eating the last couple of days. And he started eating the pig food. And he ate a whole bunch of pig food, and he thought, yeah, that doesn't taste good. I know what, I'll go back and I'll work for my dad, because my dad's got cows anyway. Cow food tastes better than pig food. And I'll just be a servant. And so he went back. He had already sold his horse because he wanted to eat and he didn't want to eat the horse. So he sold it and bought some food. And he went running back to his dad. And now his dad saw him a long ways away. And he said, hey, there's my son. He's coming back. So his dad started running over to him. And he ran a long time. I'm not going to run as long as he did. Anyway, so he got to him and he picked him up and he hugged him and he said, yay, my son, you're back. You're back. And you're front too. And I'm glad you're here. And the kid said, wait a minute, Dad. I don't deserve to be your son anymore. I just want to work like your servants do, because they eat better than I've been eating, because they don't have to eat pig food. They can eat cow food. It's really good stuff, I think. I don't know. I've never eaten any, but it's got to be better than pig food. And the dad said, well, tell you what, you're my son, and you're going to eat, and we're going to have a big party for you. And they went out and they killed one of those cows. Some unlucky cow got turned into dinner for him that night. Anyway, they had this big party, and then the older son, who'd been still out working in the field, he's thinking, man, I know this is boring, but I'm going to stick it out here. And anyway, he came back in and he saw the party. He said, Dad, what's the party for? And the dad said, your brother's back. And he said, well, you never threw a party for me. And the dad said, you could have had a party anytime you wanted. You just didn't want one. So anyway, I'm glad he's back. We're going to celebrate. And that's what the story is. But what the story means is that's what God thinks about us. When we come back to Him, He's so glad that we come back. He throws a party in heaven for us, and that's kind of cool. I like that. Here we are again, and I'm here with my colleague Blessy. We're scientists because of our white coats. And today, I'm going to show you how to make a jellyfish. Everybody should know how to make a jellyfish. It's just a real simple thing. So what I'm going to do is, I have a little plastic bag here. I'm going to cut on the plastic bag some. I'll try not to cut myself very much, because that doesn't feel good. But I'm making my jellyfish. Now the thing about a jellyfish is you need to have a head on your jellyfish. So I'm going to make a head out of the same bag. crumble it up, make a little ball. And I'm going to put it in here. Use some tape so his head doesn't fall off. You wouldn't want your head to fall off. You don't want his head to fall off. Now, this isn't very pretty yet, so we're going to make it prettier. Jellyfish ought to have dangly things. See how pretty that is now? So I'm going to take this bottle that I have water in. You can see the water in there. It's pure certified water. And I'm going to put my jellyfish in there. Now he's happier because he's in the water. Yay! And then he can swim back and forth. Now is that exciting or what? And all you needed was a plastic grocery bag, or you can't use a credit card. They don't fold that good. But I made the head, and then I made a jellyfish, and it gives me hours and hours of amusement. Thank you. Bye.